Hello and welcome to Astro Psych 400. My name is Ned DeHaan, and I am also the host of Black Box Online Radio here on YouTube, which has at least 3 episodes coming out every week about true crime, and I invite you to like and subscribe to both of these channels. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about the overall concept of happiness, because I'm a fan of the show The Rational Male, which is hosted by Rollo Tomasi, and there was one point, though, where I would always disagree with him. And he would say this one quotation, "Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy?" But the host of that program could never remember where it was from. He's like, oh, what's that sentence from? Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Well, it's from Dr. Phil. He's misstating an episode of Dr. Phil. And I always disliked that particular quote. However, on the same program, The Rational Male, the host, had somewhat of a reversal on the subject because he talked about the reason why you will never be happy and you don't need to be. And it was just music to my ears when he said flat out that if you want to be happy, do drugs. Like ecstasy, maybe mushrooms. I've never really done that one. Or alcohol. If that does it for you, just get really drunk to a certain level that makes you feel good. And masturbate. Do that a lot. Do that a lot as well. And that's it. That's what happiness is. Because I always hated how people would just tell us to be happy in the world, where they think that there's a problem if somebody is not happy. But the things that they're actually talking about in terms of happiness are completely inaccurate. Mostly they're in line with stuff about balanced emotions. That's really just what they're trying to get people to experience. The whole concept of happiness is more of a manipulation tactic. So says me, anyway. And I really began to notice that even if I actually achieved some type of conventionally happy state of mind, other people would interpret that as weakness because you just kind of want to float along like a cloud, and then someone tells you shut up because you're not paying attention. And I think that when you're interacting in a lot of social groups, the concept of happiness isn't always the strongest characteristic to portray. Now, what is the alternative? Practical discontent. Two-word term. Practical discontent. Because so many times people will tell you things like, don't worry about it, don't stress out about it. Oh, hey, dude, you got nothing to worry about. Everything's gonna be fine. No. Sometimes you have a problem, and the only thing to do is to try and solve the problem. The only thing to do is actually to try and fix the situation to achieve that solution. And sometimes you cannot rest until the problem is solved. And the driving force behind that is practical discontent. And Jordan Peterson, of all people, said something very clear about this, that if you actually think being in a good place mentally is all sunshine and roses, it's not. I think he understood more that it's not just about being right or about being happy. It's about accomplishment, achieving, and I think it's just about being aware of your mind and aware of your mental faculties. But of course, you're not going to be saying that to children. No, no. Here's the biggest secret about growing up. Your school teachers wanted you to feel all nice, light, and happy because you are non-threatening in that state. Your friends and family want you to feel all nice and light and happy because you are non-threatening in that state. Think about what I just said about how if you actually do express conventionally happy characteristics, people will look at it as a sign of vulnerability. So what's so much more valuable is being aware of your own mind, being aware of how other people are thinking, being aware of the intentions of other people, and just having balanced emotions. And sometimes you do need that practical discontent, that state of practical discontent to drive you forward. Because, if you have a massive problem that's going to bankrupt you, or you would lose your house or lose your job, and you're just going to be like, no, I don't care about money. I just want to be happy. then that is not really going to work out too well for you in the long run. Especially, like, maybe if you have a family and you have people to take care of. You have to do things sometimes. Sometimes you have to do the hard work, and that's just it. It's about responsibility and dutifulness and the practical discontent that drives you forward to complete all those things. Okay, well, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Astro Psych 400. One more time, my name is Ned DeHaan. You can always hit the like button, subscribe. If you like what you hear, share with your friends and family. And tune in on the weekends where I will do something called the Podcast for Sleep, which will more or less just help people fall asleep at night. All right, everybody stay safe.